we set?
Yeah, we're set. Great, here we are, day 2 Graph Expo, the Markzware stand, and along came Chuck Weger. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Very excellent. And he is now with a firm called Elara Concepts, Inc., and that's his own company. What do you do, Chuck?
We do workflow consulting, software development, game shows, you name it.
Great, excellent.
Anything that comes along.
Very good. Now, what many of you might know, many of you might not know, is Chuck is considered the founder of the term Preflighting. Can you tell us a bit about how that happened and what you were doing at that time?
Well, it was a dark and stormy night. No, it was a conference. I worked in the pre-press industry back in the late 70s, early 80s. There was a conference back then called Color Connections, which was all about dealing with all the problems that we had with this new sort of PostScript workflow.
Right.
And we had sorry, it was the late 80s, early 90s.
Right, exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow. See, I'm really old. Anyway, late 80s, early 90s, we were having all these problems with PostScript.
Right.
So I gave a paper at a conference called Color Connections, where I said what we need is something called PostScript Preflight. And it's Preflight because what we want to do is check the files before we run them out through the RIP, because RIP time was very expensive. You could spend 4 hours running a job only to have the RIP crash.
Right, it was terrible.
It was terrible. And so I said, here's what we need to do. The same way that pilots check their plane, they pre-flight their plane before they take off so that their plane doesn't crash.
Right.
We need to pre-flight our files so the RIP doesn't crash.
And how was that received at the conference?
It was a big hit. And then I gave the same essential talk at a couple other conferences, and then we had a round table discussion where we talked about, what would a PostScript pre-flight tool look like?
Right, right.
And so it sort of, and then I went off to other things, you know, professional basketball and stuff.
Chuck just said he never played basketball, but anyway.
Here's Markzware with a Preflight tool. I said, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's sometimes they say when you just think it or say it, it somehow is out there, you know?
Yeah, well, I think that's true. I mean, this was before the internet even, so.
Yeah, Markzware was busy with the tool probably around the same time you were talking. Yeah. So it's quite coincidental, but it just shows the need in the market
there was a tremendous need, and the Markzware product filled it. I mean, it was, you know, people said, oh, I get it. So it was spawned a whole new industry, actually.
Excellent. And what do you like about the show today? Anything that struck you from this Graph Expo 2008?
Well, being a software guy, I really like the bindery stuff because it's all these little gears and things that I don't understand. That's really cool.
Cool to see it. Yeah.
Other than that, you know, it's a trade show. It's good that people are here.
It's busy. It's busy, isn't it? Yeah. It's very busy, actually. Yeah.
I mean, you know, Adobe hasn't gone under, Markzware hasn't gone under, so luckily you guys weren't invested apparently in the real estate market, so that's good.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that people are here. It's good to be back at Graph Expo. Graph Expo is always a fun show.
Excellent. Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much, Chuck. Have a great day.
You're welcome.